Hey, it's Joddie Taylor of SnackySays. Welcome back to my podcast, the SnackySays Podcast. Today I am chatting about consistency, and also I want to circle back to something I mentioned a few episodes ago, which was my wardrobe challenge. I did a 30-day wardrobe challenge, so I want to talk about those two things. Let's start with consistency. This is a word that has been coming up a lot lately. I'm not really sure why, but I would say in the last week, either I saw it on in a post or on a meme or in an email, and I've had a couple of conversations about consistency. No surprise, I'm recording this at the top of the year, new year. I still didn't get my podcast mic, if you're following that from another episode. It should be arriving tomorrow, I think. So we'll see if the sound quality of my recordings change, if you notice any difference. So consistency. So top of the year, people are thinking about New Year's resolutions, goals, maybe getting in shape or getting back in shape. And no matter what your goal is, no matter what you want to do for success, you basically have to be consistent. That's the secret sauce. That's the recipe. So I just got a sandwich. I've ordered this sandwich probably, half a dozen times. And I would say half the time, I did not enjoy the sandwich. Why? Because a different person made it. The reason why McDonald's does so well and fast food does so well, there are many reasons, but one of the main reasons is consistency. You go to Tokyo, you go to Timbuktu, you go to Tennessee, you're going to get the same sandwich. As long as it has the same name, you're going to get the same sandwich. My experience with this sandwich, which I really enjoy, and believe me, there are almost no sandwiches I can order these days because of how I choose to eat. So I ordered the sandwich, and if the same person doesn't make it, it just does not taste the same, number one. Number two, it doesn't look the same. The presentation is different, and maybe it's me. I have this thing about, how can I put this? I just like some things to be unchanged, and this sandwich is one. In truth, had any of the folks who made this sandwich, the sandwiches that I didn't like, if they had made it the first time I ordered it, I would have never ordered it again. That's how particular I am about my food. When I like something, I really like it, and I want it exactly that way. No deviations. I want it to look the same, and I want it to taste the same. So now I have to resort to hounding this poor individual, the one that makes the sandwiches I like, to find out his work schedule, because I cannot order if he's not there. I'm not exactly the friendly type. You probably can't tell that because I have such a blast recording these podcast episodes, and I'm chitty chatty. In real life, day to day, I am not chitty chatty at all. So now I have to dig deep, and it's not because I'm a mean person. I think it's like my own little mini social anxiety. I'm going to have to dig deep, strike up a conversation with this person, and introduce myself and find out his schedule just so I can have the sandwich I want. Consistency. When you do something with consistency, like how this gentleman makes his sandwiches, success. Now here is a customer who is like fiending for a proper sandwich. I go down and he's not at work. Okay. Yeah, I'm this serious about food 24/7. Honestly, it would have never occurred to me to introduce myself and ask his work schedule. This is my twin brother's idea because this is exactly what he would do. I'm so upset. You know when you feel like eating something and you have your heart set, and now I have this sandwich that I am, of course, not going to finish because I don't care how much money I spent on the sandwich. I can't get myself to eat something I truly enjoy. Same ingredients. They all use the same ingredients, but they put it together differently. The sandwiches, actually, I have pictures of all. I'm not going to do that, but I'm not going to post them. But I have pictures of all three sandwiches. Same ingredients, but all three sandwiches look different. What does this have to do with you? Whatever you're doing, if you're consistent, you're going to have success. It's impossible. How long will it take? Gosh, I don't know. Only God knows, and he ain't talking. I do know if you do something consistently, it will pay off. just like this gentleman, how he makes his sandwiches. He is the reason why I ordered this sandwich. He'll probably never hear this. You're an unsung hero. Let's talk about my wardrobe challenge. I'm sorry, I may never even post this because even I can hear the annoyance in my voice. I am so annoyed right now. I am so annoyed. Let's talk about the wardrobe challenge. Okay, so for 30 days, I wore everything or almost everything in my closet. There were a couple of sweaters I ended up not wearing simply because I didn't feel like it. Right off top, what I noticed is I think I could be dressier. The whole reason why one of the reasons why I decided to do this wardrobe challenge was because I felt like I mostly looked like I was about to go to the gym or about to go to sleep. And I think I still kind of look like that, but more put together and more elevated. So in the coming months, I think I'm going to introduce, well, I guess it depends on the season. It's going to be a slog for winter, right? I think we have another 2 or 3 months. So in the coming months, I'm going to probably introduce, what does that mean? I'm probably going to get new shoes, just a pair or two. My shoes really lean towards casual, or I could make myself wear boots and heels more often, or heeled boots more often. I have to put a little bit of thought into it, but I'm glad that I did the challenge. I'm glad that I got to wear different outfits. I'll probably go through and get rid of some things. Oh, I'm looking through. Actually, this is not bad. This is actually not bad. It's not as casual as I thought or dressed down as I thought. I'm looking through all my photos. Yeah, as the month went on, going into the end of the month, I certainly made less effort. I had probably a total of 3 or 4 just pajama days or workout clothes days where that was the outfit of the day. You know, like I was not going out, or I went out earlier and then I came back and I was like, oh, outfit of the day. Oh, this is a nice one. I can also see me getting thicker as a snicker as the month goes on. I'm just getting like bigger and bigger and bigger. Oh, Joddie. Yeah, there's definitely some thicker than a snicker moments going on here, but that's fine. That's fine. The funny thing about my weight gain is I am probably most comfortable at 165 pounds, not because I'm comfortable or I prefer that weight, but if I don't do anything, if I don't work out, if I don't watch how I eat, if I just live on midnight snacks, I promise you I'm going to weigh about 165 with little to no effort. 167 probably. I'd have to work on it a little bit, like eat more and really, really do nothing to be 170. But I've done it before, so it's not like it's that tough. It's just interesting. Anyway, I am already, December was just about being low key, and my movement could have been 1 minute, could have been 5 minutes. I did have proper workouts throughout the month, but I didn't have a huge focus on being super duper in shape. I just wanted to move my body every day. That was my commitment. So I guess another thing I'll circle back on and talk about is my fitness plans for this month, January 2024. I plan on working out every day, 30 minutes a day. I want to get back into getting my steps in prior to me getting wobbly with my fitness starting around in October. Well, October was fine. November was also okay, but definitely in December, I didn't hit 13,000 steps a day. My average steps are almost 12,000. If you look at 2023, I generally take 12,000 steps a day. That's average for the whole year. But in December, it was probably more like, well, I should have looked it up before I started recording this, but if I had to guess, I would say the average was probably 8,000, 9,000. So I want to get back to my steps, but it's not a super priority this month. It took me a few months to kind of dismantle all of my hard work. And I'm going to give myself 3 months to get back into all of the habits that usually keep me on track. So I have my simple intermittent fasting app that I use. I have been using it this whole time. So even if my fasting was only 8 hours or 9 hours, I still documented it, but I am committing to doing 12 hours or more fasting every day this month. We'll see how that pans out, but that's my plan. And then I'm documenting what I eat. I really fell off on that. I don't think I did it at all in the month of December. I just opened the app to input my weight. That's about it. So the last couple of days, yesterday was January 1st, as of this recording, I have just been, I started documenting what I eat again. Why am I doing that? Because I am not great at, what do they call it? Intuitive eating. I don't believe in intuitive eating. I think it's a crock of, I just don't believe in it. I pretty much eat the same things, or I used to. I'm getting back into that. But I usually don't have a good sense of like, oh, I ate enough protein. Sometimes I undereat. I'm not good at like guesstimating how much I eat or how much, well, pick your poison. Let's say my caloric intake, how much protein I ate. Did I eat enough? Did I eat too much? I can generally figure out, but sometimes I don't eat enough and I don't realize it. And that usually comes down to, like, for example, I ate a couple of times today, and because I'm documenting it, I know that even though it seems like I ate a lot, the protein was only 36 grams of protein. That's not enough. The day is still young, so we'll see what happens the rest of the day. And with this sandwich, I'm probably not going to eat the rest of this sandwich, and I ate half of it, and I didn't eat all of it from that half. So let's say I'm up to, I'll put it in properly later, but maybe I'm at 50 grams of protein. I don't think it's that much. Need is a strong word, but I prefer to have about 100 grams of protein a day. Anyway, so I ended up talking about things I wasn't planning on really. Recap, consistency. Whatever you're doing, be consistent. I think you'll be successful. Whatever your goals are, whether they're fitness or you have some other goals going on. Like, I have things I've been working on for years. As I was waiting for my sandwich, I don't think I'm going to post this because I sound so angry. Listen, I take food like so seriously. As I was waiting for my sandwich, I was like reflecting, and I was like, gosh, I think it's been about 4 years that I have been wanting, how can I put this? I've been working on different things for years, and it's been about 4 years, and in some cases more. And I still, it's like the fruit just won't bear. It's like all of these seeds, and picture a barren land, and there's seeds somewhere underground. Nothing so far. But I said to myself, as I was waiting for my sandwich, I said to myself, yes, it's been a few years, and maybe it'll be a few years more, but you cannot deny that you've put in the work and you tried different things. It's not like you've just been sitting on your hands, right? Yes, you've had a tremendous amount of failure. This is true. It is absolutely 150% correct. However, you're consistently trying to do better and trying different things. It is impossible to be consistent and not win. When the wins will come, only God, He knows. And He ain't talking. So in the meanwhile, I will just continue to share here and there. And continue to do my best. That's all you can do. Again, what does this have to do with you? If there's something you're working on or a goal you're trying to reach and you're being consistent and you feel like, I'm not seeing any changes, hang in there. I'll give you a quick example. This is, of course, going to be a fitness example. It's happened that this happened a few times. So I'll give you the first time it happened to me. So a few years ago, I had been working out for a while. At the time, I don't know if it had been a year yet, but I was going to work and I was in danger of missing the bus. And I never do this, and you shouldn't do it either. I almost never do this, but don't run for the bus or train because that's how accidents happen. And it's not worth getting yourself hurt. But in that moment, I was like, if I miss this bus, the next, I don't know what it is with buses, but the next bus right after it, whatever, a few minutes later, I wouldn't have gotten a seat. And for some reason, that bus always got stuck in traffic. You know what I mean? Okay, so I ran for it. I ran for that bus and I got on and I realized a couple of things. I was not out of breath. I ran for the bus and I felt good. I felt strong. As someone who was out of shape before and did run for a bus, like it was, like 2 minutes later on the bus and I was still like, trying to catch my breath. That is consistency. I had been working out, doing my little best, no real results. And one day, out of the blue, I ran for this bus and I could do it. I could do it. No problem. And it was all because I was working out bit by bit every day. If I had never gotten started, maybe I wouldn't have made the bus because I couldn't run that far. Or maybe I just would have, I would have made it, but I would have been sitting on the bus huffing and puffing. So again, that's it. Those are my story times. That's what I'm talking about today. That's what I'm chatting about. Who knows? Who knows if I'll ever publish this, because I know how I sound. I know how I sound when I'm upset about food. I know how I sound. But listen, at least you're not looking at my face, because I'm sure that's nothing pleasant. You can't see right now, but I'm like, grrr. All right, I'm done. Now what am I going to do? I'm going to stop recording, and I should probably work out, even though I'm only half fueled, but that's okay. You can't win them all, right? All right, then. Thank you so much for listening. If you enjoyed this podcast episode or any of my podcast episodes, please share with a friend or three. And if you haven't already, please subscribe at joddie.substack.com. That's JODDIE.substack.com. Thank you so much for listening.